My childhood, had a good life when I was a child. I grew with my granduncle from I was 7. I was the only child for him. He didn't have any children. He took me from my mother. I grew up with him. And I go to school from I was 7. And I left when I was 13 and I went back to my mother, start another school. And it was a good school where I went to. Been to 3 schools with my grandmother there until I grew up.
After the Second World War, England was quite devastated after the bombings, and there needed to be a major effort. Plus, they obviously lost a lot of men during the war as well. So there needed to be an effort that was made to rebuild the country. So the British government went out to its protectorates, its different colonies, and asked for help to come and rebuild the mother country. So the Windrush was a ship that came to Tilbury Docks in August 1948, carrying the first wave of Jamaicans here to England.
My childhood in Jamaica was very, very, very good. You know, I do boxing, I do cycling, play cricket. I go to the river and we do swimming. I was a good swimmer.
Yeah, I came to England in 1967. It was a March month, very cold. Them days, it didn't have a straight-through flight from Jamaica to England. So we got to stop off in America. Can't tell you where, 'cause it's a long time. In America, and then wait for a connected flight to London. And from there, my dad and his partner, picked me up. But very cold, so I didn't have any winter clothes. And they live in Sheffield at the time. And it was a long journey on the train. I had 2 weeks break, and then I got a job at Bassett Sweetie Factory. I worked in Bassett Sweetie Factory for about 2 years, and I was on kiddies' money. Them days you didn't get full money until you were 21. But it's the same job as the adult, but you only get child money. I only get $3.50.
People had a colonial education, and they were taught that England was this great country with people that were very fair, and it had great rolling green hills, and everything was nice and beautiful.
Our intention was we only come for 5 years.
Yeah. Everybody come from the West Indies and they come for 5 years.
5 years and go back to Jamaica.
You can never get enough money.
Well, 5 years mean a lifetime. Because I never set back.
We never have enough money to go back. They make sure of that.
And I used to cook a lot of food. So I came here and I was doing the same. Not knowing, I didn't know that they got self-raising flour here and plain flour. One for baking and one for cooking, the boiling dumpling. So I just go in the cupboard and I take out the flour and I start kneading the dumpling. And I made, and the dumpling never walking out the pot because I used the wrong flour. But I was cooking too much food. And my sister-in-law said to me, "Oh, me go and dry you Saturday morning and carry you out the street. Go show you how things sell." That means you're going to take me out the street and go and show me that things isn't like Jamaica.
He always have a good job. He was foreman running the factory where he worked. So yeah, it was on good wages. So I've never had to bother about working. But after I was trained, I could do little part-time nursing, but it's nighttime. I used to do the nights. And he come home from work and I do like 2 or 3 nights for the week. That's all, not every night. To balance out our money,
Yes, Because many times we meet at the thing. I come in and she go in, come in and, and we like that,
Yeah.
crossing each other like,
Yeah.
say, like,
Yeah.
at the weekend. Look after them.
Yeah, but we work for what we had. We were hard working.
Yeah.
We work for what we had,
And then, my kids, they love my cooking.
Oh, yes.
They
Father.
can't wait until weekend because I do all the cooking Saturday and Sunday.
One day my daughter came over and said, Mom, I want to do my English because she wanted to be like a physiotherapist. And the teacher says she's not good enough. She can't pass biology. And she came in the kitchen and I was standing there. She said, Mom, I can't take biology. Teacher said, I'm not good enough. I must do sewing. And I said to her, can you do it? And she goes, yes, ma'am, but you got to pay. And then there's £7 is a lot of money because I barely was coming when we bloody £7. And I paid it and she passed. And she goes to uni. And I have another daughter. Teacher tells me, oh, she named Flona. Oh, Miss Gregory, Flona cannot pass her maths. She's an accountant. So if you don't stick with your kids and trust them, you can't get there. He told me, he says, Flona can't pass maths. She's a top accountant and you got to know numbers. And she said, Mom, I can do it. I says, okay. And those days you go to school and you tell the teacher that my daughter wants to take maths. And he would say, I don't think she can, but I would say I'll pay. And then they pass. That's only little, but that wasn't bad. There's no big thing. You just try and explain yourself. And you get through.
I went to school here, and the teachers, they was really nice to me, and the pupils, they was really good. So I didn't have any problem at school, only at work. When I started to work, that's where the problem was. Being from Jamaica, they wanted to give you the worst job there is, and I wasn't going to have it. And I used to argue about that, but eventually I just grew to do it. I just grew to do it.
We didn't come here to stay. Being Black British, then we had to grow and become Black British and accept our Britishness. We were seen as, from the general population, as immigrants. Even though I was born here, I was seen as an immigrant. I can't count the amount of times I was told to go back to my own country. Yeah? But the reality is that this was our country. We did grow up here. We began to represent the country. If you look at the language of young people today, they use lots of Jamaican phrases and lots of Jamaican words, and people don't even realize they're doing it. And it is now seen as, just multicultural speak or whatever it is, or the speech of young people. You're using Jamaican terminology. You're using the terminology of my grandparents. Yeah, and that's so strange, but it is our generation that influenced the cultures and the speech and the things that people do today.
With my husband and I, we raise our children how we see fit. And, it was good. We have fun. And my children was happy. Happy in their household. And they are doing very well now. They all got their own job. I mean, they have their own business. So, they are doing well. And the grandchildren doing well.